Welcome in, everyone, to Upperman High School as the Upperman Bees get set to take on the Livingston Academy Wildcats in some 7 AAA baseball action here in Baxter. I'm Jacob Vincent, joined by Cameron Hughes. Today's broadcast is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and the Overton County Farm Bureau. So glad to have you along on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. Absolutely picture-perfect day for baseball here in Baxter as the Bees at 6-9 on the season, 1-1 in district play, take on the Livingston Academy Wildcats at 9-1 and 2-0. Let's bring you the quick cash pawn starting lineups. First for the Livingston Academy Wildcats will be at the plate first. Corbin Burns is the shortstop. He'll lead it off. Drew Goolsby is out in center field. He will bat second. Ethan Westmoreland will be on the mound for the Wildcats, batting third. Brody Threet is the catcher, batting fourth. Batting fifth is Sawyer McBride over at third base. Ben Threet is the first baseman, batting sixth. Elijah Taylor will be out in right field, batting seventh. Nathan Raines is the left fielder, batting eighth. And Brody Walker, the second baseman, bats ninth. In the field for the Bees today and on the mound is Jackson Green. Behind the plate, Denton Huddleston. In the infield from left to right over at third base is Andrew Hedrick. Dawson Mullins will be the shortstop. Chris Wersing at second base. First baseman is Carson Shoup. In the outfield from left to right, Braden Green is in left field. Center fielder is Dalton Mathis, and Braden Wolke is in right field. Jackson Green on the mound has been really solid here so far this season. 1.17 ERA, a 3-0 record in 5 appearances. This is his 5th start of the season. 24 innings, he's allowed 15 hits, 5 runs. Only 4 of them have been earned. 36 strikeouts to 8 walks and a batting average against of 181. Green delivers home the first pitch underway in Baxter, and it's a strike across to Corbin Burns, ahead 0-1. The Wildcats have had a great start to the season. They split their first 2 games of the year against Macon County, and ever since then, they have won 8 games in a row. This one is ripped to the left side, and Burns will start it off with a single. So Corbin Burns jumps on the 0-1 pitch, puts it into the outfield, and a base runner aboard for the Wildcats early on here in Baxter. Stepping to the plate now will be Drew Goolsby, the center fielder for the Wildcats. It's a Wildcats team that they're trying to get back into the region tournament for the first time in a while. A very senior-heavy team this year as well, and Drew Goolsby stepping in. An opportunity here with a runner on first and nobody out in the top of the first. Big opportunity here for the Bees as well. The Bees at 1-1 in district play. The Wildcats at 2-0, the only team at 2-0 right now. White County finally playing a district game tonight. They did not play last week as Upperman played Cumberland County and Livingston played Stone. Only a 5-team district this year in 7-3A. Green brings it home, popped up, right side of the infield. Wersing underneath it, says he has it, and he does for out number 1. So Wersing able to secure the first out of the inning here in this top of the first inning. Once again, today's broadcast presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and the Overton County Farm Bureau. Appreciate those 2 businesses for making this broadcast possible, and we brought you those starting lineups brought to you by Quick Cash Pawn. The Quick Cash Pawn starting lineups. Check over to first again, diving back in Burns. Pretty healthy lead over there at first. Carson Shoup is at first base. The infield been stout so far this year for the Bees. Huddleston, when he's been tested, been up to the task for the most part as well behind the plate. First pitch into Westmoreland, down the line, but foul. A little bit out in front of it that time. We'll see Ethan Westmoreland coming up on the mound as well, and we'll get to his numbers. They have been gaudy so far early on this season. And obviously the Wildcats with a 9-1 record has been really solid. He looks to that third base coach's box, and Coach Loftus will step back in with an 0-1 counter, runner on first and 1 gone. Green brings it home. It's a pitch out, and they check behind the runner as Burns got a little bit off, but he's able to get back in safely. And it's 1-1 here to Westmoreland. We'll keep you updated on the scores throughout the area tonight as well on the SK Creations scoreboard. Mentioned more district action going on tonight. White County, their first district games, kind of get a chance to see what they can do in district play this season. Here's the 1-1 on the way from Green, and that one is swung on and missed. 1-2 on Westmoreland. Bees went 2-1 this weekend in Knoxville. At Gibbs in those first couple of games went 2-0 against Central Magnet out of Murfreesboro, 8-5. They won that game, and then beat Trousdale County in 5 innings, 5-4, before falling to Strasburg Franklin out of Ohio. Swing and a miss, and it's a strikeout for Jackson Green in the second out of the inning. 82 on the gun that time for Green. He's able to get it past Westmoreland. So the cleanup batter and the catcher for the Wildcats will step in for the first time, Brody Threet. Wildcats in their road black jerseys. They've got blue numbers, white outlines, gray pants. The Bees in their home whites, black pinstripes, black hats, Upperman across the front of the chest. Burns over at first, 3 at the plate, and 2 gone. Green brings it home, misses outside. Behind the runner, the throw from Huddleston. He's able to get back in time, and it's 1-0. A little bit earlier of a start time here in Baxter today, the 5:30 start time, so that sunshine is abound, and the right fielder especially going to have some troubles with it on some balls hit out there. You can see Braden Wolke out there trying to block the sun right now. Green will bring it home with a 1-0. That's outside. A good pick by Huddleston. Goes to 2-0 here on Threet. He's got a lot of games upcoming this week. Of course, Livingston Academy today, and then tomorrow on the road at L.A. And then Thursday we'll go to Sweetwater. Take on the Tri-Counties Classic there. Have a game Thursday and Saturday, and then Smith County on Friday. That one across for strike 1, and it's 2-1 here to Threet. So Green got a couple of outs after giving up the leadoff single to Burns. He stands over at first base, 2 gone after a pop out and a strikeout. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Swung on, good block by Huddleston. It's 2-2. We are able to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runner on first for the Wildcats in the top of the first. Green delivers home. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Another strikeout to get out of the inning. They strand a runner at first. No scores. We head to the bottom of 1. You're watching high school baseball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Overton County Farm Bureau Insurance is proud to serve our community. Christy Key, Nate Neely, and Corey Nard are your local auto, home, and life insurance experts. Whatever your insurance need, they will work to find you the best solution. Visit them at 7486 Bradford Hicks Drive in Livingston or call them at 931-823-1322. Overton County Farm Bureau Insurance has been proud to present Livingston Academy Athletics all year long on UCR for over 5 years.
Bottom of 1 here in Baxter, 0-0 between the Wildcats and the Bees. Starting lineups for the Bees, brought to you by Quick Cash Pawn. Dawson Mullins leads it off. Chris Worsing bats second. Carson Shoup in the 3rd spot. Braden Wolke will bat 4th with Den Huddleston batting 5th. Sawyer Brown bats 6th in the DH spot. Jackson Green batting 7th. Braden Green in the 8th spot. And Andrew Hedrick will round out the starting 9. Brought to you by Quick Cash Pawn. In the field for the Wildcats, mentioned Ethan Westmoreland is on the mound. Behind the plate is Brody Threet. In the infield from left to right, the 3rd baseman today for the Wildcats is Sawyer McBride. Shortstop is Corbin Burns. 2nd baseman for L.A. is Brody Walker. Over at first base is Ben Threet. In the outfield in left is Nathan Rain. Center fielder is Drew Goolsby. And the right fielder is Elijah Taylor. Once again, those starting lineups brought to you by Quick Cash Pawn. Leading off is Dawson Mullins for the Bees against Ethan Westmoreland on the mound. Westmoreland in 5 games is 3-0. He's pitched 20 innings so far this year. He has not allowed an earned run, a 0 ERA. He has allowed just 2 runs, 7 hits, 27 strikeouts to 7 walks, and a batting average against of 108. 2 complete games, 2 shutouts to Westmoreland's name so far this season, and he's across for strike 1 to Mullins. He has been stout this season. They'll see Drew Goolsby coming up tomorrow as well on the mound, who has been really, really good. Here's the 0-1. That one's a little bit inside as it misses for ball 1. Mullins, just his 6th game of action so far this season. Obviously, first week last week. Got a lot of playing time, though. And batting average not quite there, but he's getting on base. On base percentage at .353. This one hit right side, takes an awkward hop, and that's going to get through to the outfield as it gets past the first baseman for the Wildcats. It was kind of an awkward bounce, and they will give it a single for Dawson Mullins to lead it off. So Mullins finds his way aboard. He stands at first, and the best batter in the lineup for the Bees comes to the plate in Chris Worsing, batting .545 and a slugging percentage of .841. He's got 13 doubles on the year in 15 games played. He's got the speedy Mullins over at first, who has a healthy lead already on Westmoreland. Westmoreland out of the stretch will bring it home. First pitch swinging, right side of the infield, gloved, flip to second, in time, throw to first, not in time. They get the lead out at second, though, on the fielder's choice. So one gone now in the inning with Carson Shoup coming to the plate. Worsing able to run hard to beat it out there at first. It was kind of that slow roller. Walker did a good job to get it to his shortstop at second base. Burns in time for the out. Carson Shoup, he's starting to swing it pretty well here. Last 3 games has been solid for Shoup, batting .429 over the last 3. He swings at this one, a soft one to the left side of the infield. Throw to first is in time as Worsing got a little bit off the bag at second, but he's back in safely there, so he's able to advance. But Shoup is retired on a nice play over at third by Sawyer McBride. So the Bees swinging early on in these counts so far today. And Worsing now standing in scoring position with 2 away, as Braden Wolke will come to the plate. Another one of those guys of the last 3 that has really swung it well. .444 batting average. Got 4 hits, 3 runs scored, a double in there, and 2 runs driven in over the last 3 games. First pitch into him is a little bit low and outside. It's 1-0. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, live on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. Once again, today's game is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and the Overton County Farm Bureau. Pitch from Westmoreland, swung on, right side, that one down the line and through. Worsing running hard the whole way. He will score. Wolke looking for 2 as the throw comes in. Is a pretty good one, but Wolke is on the bag. It's an RBI double, and the Bees lead it 1-0. How about Braden Wolke continuing to swing the bat well, and that is the first earned run of the season allowed by Ethan Westmoreland. Denton Huddleston will step to the plate now to the tune of Tyler Childers and Biton List. 2 away in the inning, another runner on second base in scoring position. Westmoreland's first pitch, a little bit low and inside. It's 1-0. So Wolke at second base. At the plate is Huddleston. That one misses outside, and it's 2-0 here to Denton Huddleston as Westmoreland now trying to bear down. He only allowed 2 runs in his first 20 innings of the season, both of them unearned. Allowed a run already here in the bottom of the first to the Bees on 2 outs. Here's the 2-0 on the way. That one is swung on, hit well out towards center field. That ball will drop. Wolke running hard as well. They will send him. Throw comes in, cut at the mound, throw home. Is it there? It is. The relay gets Braden Wolke and able to cut down the run at home. The Wildcats save 1, but the Bees get 1 across. They lead 1-0 through 1. You're watching high school baseball presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine Team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Well, a good start for the Bees here in Baxter. They lead 1-0. Do it for the Wildcats here on the top of 2, 5, 6, and 7. Sawyer McBride, Ben Threet, and Elijah Taylor against Jackson Green on the mound, who allowed a leadoff single to Corbin Burns on the second pitch that he saw. And then a pop out and a couple of strikeouts for Green there in the top of the first inning against the Wildcats lineup that, again, has won 8 games in a row. They have swung the bat well, and they have been able to score some runs for these Wildcats this season. Mentioned a 9-1 record on the year. Got a couple of wins against Stone Memorial last week in district play, 4-0 and 6-5. They then beat Clark Range on Thursday, 16-2. And so Sawyer McBride will step to the plate. 19 runs against DeKalb County, 17 against Pickett County, 18 against Pickett County, 11 and 14 against Clay County and Clark Range as well. These Wildcats been able to get some runs across this season. McBride will lead it off here in the second as Green delivers home the first pitch to him. The off speed will dip a little bit outside, and it's 1-0. Sunshine subsiding a little bit as the clouds roll over here in Baxter. And once across for a strike to McBride, and it's 1-1. Much warmer weather here today, though, for the Bees in Baxter, and it is very welcomed after this weekend. Got a little bit chilly. There's the 1-1 on the way. That one a little bit low, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike here on Sawyer McBride. Green, the quick worker, now to the windup. Delivers home the 2-1 pitch. That one misses outside, and it's 3-1 now to McBride. And he's been able to work his way back into some of these counts after getting behind in the first few batters. Check the SK Creation scoreboard. Smith County already leading York Institute 8-2 early on in that matchup. Clark Range and Clay County all knotted up at zeros as the count runs full here at 3-2. White County softball taking on Clay County today. They lead 1-0, that being the Warriorettes. And there's another strikeout for Jackson Green, now 3 in a row for Green, and it's the first out of the inning here in the second. Once again, that scoreboard update brought to you by SK Creations. 1-0 lead here for the Bees, 1 gone in the top of 2, and now Ben Threet will step to the plate for the first time. Jackson Green, 3 strikeouts in a row. He had a pop out before that after giving up the leadoff single to Corbin Burns in the first batter of the ball game. First pitch in there is a called strike across to Ben Threet, the first baseman for the Wildcats. Dimensions, as always, in Baxter, deep down the lines, 325 in the hole, 345 and in center, 375. Of course, a ton of foul ground as well. Be much different in Livingston tomorrow. One of the more unique ballparks. You got 384 in dead center, 280s down the lines. This one swung on and missed, and Green is grooving right now. 4 straight Ks, and there's 2 gone here in the second. So it's Elijah Taylor's turn, the right fielder and the DH in the lineup today. He'll step in for the first time with 2 outs and nobody on. I'm Jacob Vincent. Cameron Hughes on camera today. Noah will rejoin us tomorrow in Livingston. First pitch into Taylor is a called strike in the outside corner. Green is starting to dot up the strike zone, mix in the off speed. Ready to go with the 0-1. Delivers home. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Green looking to work a quick inning here in the second. He's ready. The 0-2. Called strike 3. It's 3 Ks in the inning for Jackson Green. And the Bees coming back to the plate in the bottom of 2. You're watching high school baseball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family, Trusted care, right where life happens.
What is your start for the Bees here in Baxter? They're back to the plate in the bottom of 2, 8, 9, or beg your pardon, let's flip the page over here. 6, 7, and 8, 2 up for the Bees here in the second. Sawyer Brown, Jackson Green, and Braden Green here in the second inning of action. And how about the start, and especially these last few games for Sawyer Brown, batting .750 in the last 3 games. He's got 3 hits, 2 of them doubles, 3 runs driven in, and 2 runs scored. It was the DH in the last game against Strasburg Franklin. He gets the DH spot today against Ethan Westmoreland on the mound. A big swing and a miss there, and he's behind 0-1. Mentioned Ethan Westmoreland only allowed 7 hits in his 20 innings so far this season. He allowed 3 hits in the first inning of the Bees and 1 run across, and one of them got cut down as well. That one's upstairs, and it's ball 1. 83 on the gun from Westmoreland, so he's able to get up there and close to those middle 80s. He's into the windup, and the 1-1 on the way. A good breaking ball right there. Drops in for strike 2. He's been able to mix in that off speed a little bit as well. Brown at the plate, and a 1-2 count to him. Westmoreland brings it home. That one misses outside. Good eye, and the count evens up at 2 apiece. Broadcast today presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and the Overton County Farm Bureau. See both their logos there on your screen, left-hand side, as that one is upstairs and gets away from 3 behind the plate. The count now full at 3-2 as Brown tries to work his way back into it. Westmoreland brings it home, swung on and missed, and it's the first Livingston Regional Hospital strikeout of the day for Ethan Westmoreland. So a good battle there, won by Westmoreland. It's the first out of the inning here in the second, and now Jackson Green, who has had a great day already on the mound through 2 innings, will have a chance here at the plate to help his own cause. .273 batter on the season. 12 hits to his name. He's driven in 10 runs as well. First pitch into him, swinging, and that one is fouled up and out of play. The Greens batting back-to-back today. Braden Green standing in the on-deck circle, playing left field as well with Jackson on the mound. Here's the 0-1. Good spot, and it's called strike. A generous one on the outside there. And it's 0-2. And Green says that's fine if he gets it on the other side. Westmoreland ready. And the 0-2. That one fouled off again, and they'll try it again. Jackson Green been able to get on base as well. That's one of the top 4 batters in the lineup in terms of on-base percentage and batting average this season. Number 4 in both those categories. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball, swung on, left side. Burns is there. He gloves. Throw on to first is in time. And it's a quick 2 outs for Ethan Westmoreland here in the bottom of 2. So Braden Green, the senior now, will have a chance at the plate. I mentioned the young talent for the Bees this year. Obviously got the couple of seniors in the lineup in Carson Shoup and Braden Green. Then you've got the juniors and Chris Worsing and Braden Wolke. Quite a few freshmen. You got freshmen out in center, freshman DHing, freshman on the mound, and behind the plates, and at short for the Bees tonight. One's upstairs from Westmoreland, and it's 1-0 here on Braden Green. Braden batting average hadn't quite been there yet. Obviously, limited action. Had the injury early on, has come back last week, but he's been able to get on base. He's got an on-base percentage of .407, which is second on the team. Here's the 1-0. That one fouled off, and evens the count at 1 apiece. He's drawn 9 walks on the year, which leads the team for the Bees so far this season. He's only played now. This will be his 9th game. 1-1 on the way from Westmoreland. That one misses outside, and it's 2-1. Tried to go with the breaking ball and couldn't quite get it started in a good spot. So the sunshine has pretty much disappeared. A light breeze blowing out to right field tonight here in Baxter. 2-1 on the way. Swung on and missed, and evens the count up at 2 apiece. Westmoreland now trying to match with a quick inning of his own after allowing a few base runners in the first. And then a quick inning by Green. Westmoreland ready to go. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's downstairs. Good layoff by Green, and the count runs full for the second time here in the inning. Got a full count on Sawyer Brown to open up the inning. Able to get the strikeout there swinging. See what he can do here against Braden Green at the plate. Westmoreland delivers home. Swung on, fouled off. We'll do it again. Great crowd on hand between Livingston and Upperman today. Of course, these two will match up tomorrow in Livingston. And mentioned just a beautiful day weather-wise as well. Much more comfortable today. 6-9 Bees taking on the 9-1 Wildcats. First time here in district play. The Wildcats at 2-0, and the Bees now 1-1. Here's the payoff. And we'll do it again. Both Westmoreland and Green will take a beat before they step in their respective spots on the mound and at the plate. Westmoreland brings it home. Ground ball, right side, and that one is going to be through to the outfield. They tried to backhand it over there at second, and Walker could not get the glove down to it. And Braden Green finds his way aboard. What we got, Petey? We're going to go with an E4 on that one. Petey on stats here in the Jeff Petey Goolsby press box in Baxter. Ryland Case will come on to run for Braden Green, as Andrew Hedrick will step to the plate for the first time today with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Bees 1 run across, came back in that first inning as Chris Worsing was able to score on the RBI double by Braden Wolke. Hedrick swings at that first pitch and sends it back in 0-1 here to Andrew Hedrick. Hedrick, a sophomore on this Bees team this season. Man, he has been great at third base. He pitched pretty well this weekend as well, as they try to get some of those younger guys some more innings over the weekend in Knoxville. Westmoreland working out of the stretch with Case over at first. Case runs. 3, throw down. Pretty good one. It's on the money, and they got him. Put it on the dot, and Ryland Case is gunned down to end the inning. So Andrew Hedrick will lead it off coming up in the bottom of 3, but not before the Wildcats are back to the plate. As you watch high school baseball presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood, or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Bees lead the Wildcats here in a 7-3A battle in Baxter. 1-0 early on. It's the top of 3 here in Baxter. I'm Jacob Vincent, joined by Cameron Hughes on camera tonight. Today's broadcast is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and the Overton County Farm Bureau. Wildcats to the plate here in the top of 3. 8-9-1 due up for them. Nathan Raines, Brody Walker, and then back to the top in Corbin Burns. But Jackson Green on the mound. 5 straight strikeouts going back to the first inning. Retired the side by way of strikeout in the second. And he is dotting up the zone right now. Raines, the left fielder, will step in and try to break that rhythm a little bit. And that one misses just a little bit low for ball 1. Mention Green's numbers to start the year, just a 1.17 ERA, a 3-0 record at 36 strikeouts in 24 innings coming into tonight. This one swung on, hit in the air out to center. Mathis trying to get underneath, and he will make the grab for out number 1. Had the awkward route to get there, but he gets the out for the first out of the inning. And Brody Walker, the second baseman, will now be at the plate. as the Wildcats try to figure out Green on the mound. Corbin Burns has the lone base hit so far. He led it off with a base hit on the second pitch of the ball game. And the first pitch in here is a swing and a miss by Walker. Since then, been 7 in a row retired by Green with 5 strikeouts, a pop out, and a flyout. A 1 on the way. Called strike outside corner. It's 0-2. Green ready. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Jackson Green. One time through the lineup, and he has 6 Ks to his name. It's back to the top, though, for the shortstop, Corbin Burns. It was 1 for 1 with a single so far against Green on the mound. But there's 2 outs and nobody on here for the Wildcats in the top of 3. Burns was able to rip it to the left side of the infield past Hedrick at third base his first time on the second pitch that he saw. Green brings home the off-speed to him to open it up, and it misses inside for ball 1. We'll get a check on some of the other scores on around the SK Creation scoreboard as well in district play, as this one is right down Broadway for strike 1 to Burns. Mentioned White County, they are opening up district play tonight against Cumberland County. That one misses outside, and the Warriors in the first have a 2-0 lead in the bottom of 1 so far. Taking on Schaefer sitting on the mound for the Jets. Bees were able to beat them 6-0 in Baxter last week, as that one misses for a ball, and it's 3-1 here to Burns. Green has gotten to 1 full count so far, and that was against Sawyer McBride to open up the second. Came back for the strikeout. Here's the 3-1. Sawed off at shortstop. Mullins jumps up and makes the grab. Another 3-up, 3-down inning for Jackson Green. The Bees are back to the plate in the bottom of 3. You're watching high school baseball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookeville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this brand new construction on the Caney Fork River in Sparta. This home sits on 1.6 acres with 190 feet of river frontage and boasts 2,300 square feet of living space with a spacious 2-car garage. Enjoy the river views from your beautiful expanded covered porch. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
7-3 district battle here in Baxter between the Bees and the Wildcats. Top or bottom of the third as the Bees coming back to the plate here in the bottom of 3. 9-1-2, 2 up for him. Andrew Hedrick was at the plate when Ryland Case was gunned down to end the second, so he'll start it off here in the third. And then back to the top with Dawson Mullins and Chris Orsing. Got to see the arm for the first time from 3 behind the plate, and it was a dot to get the speedy Ryland Case trying to steal the bag at second. He was out by a good margin, and so Hedrick will have nobody on here to open up this third inning of action against Ethan Westmoreland, who was able to work the quick inning there, got the first couple of outs in the second, and then reaching on the error was Braden Green, which allowed the base runner there in that second inning, but Threet was able to dispatch of that. Here's a wave and a miss, and strike 1 to Hedrick. Mentioned the earlier start time, but the lights are on here in Baxter, and obviously it'll get a little bit darker towards the end of this ball game today. We'll have a 5:30 start time tomorrow night at Livingston as well. Bees will take on Saudi Daisy on Thursday before taking on Smith County Friday on the road. As that one misses high and away for ball 1. It's 1-1. Then get Lenore City and Boyd Buchanan on Saturday. We'll be there for all of those broadcasts as well here on the UCR Media Networks. 1-1 from Westmoreland. off the end of the bat, and that'll be foul. It's 1-2. Wildcats, couple of wins against Stone Memorial last week in district play to go to 2-0. They escaped with a win at Stone in game number 2. They had a lead. Stone was able to get it all the way back. That one missed outside for ball 2. And had the bases loaded with 1 out. Down by a run did Stone, and ended up getting doubled off to finish the ball game. And Livingston was able to win by 1, 6-5. Here's the 2-2. This one popped up out towards center field. Going to be a tough play, and Hedrick is able to find the grass in center. He finds his way aboard to lead off the third. Just a little flare out to center field, but it doesn't matter how it looks. He finds his way on the base paths, and it's back to the top now for Dawson Mullins, the freshman shortstop for the Bees, with a runner on first and nobody out. Today's broadcast presented by Gentry's Power Equipment, a Steel and Exmark dealer. Anything you need, they can service parts as well on Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville. Also, the Overton County Farm Bureau. Any of your insurance needs, you can reach out to them. The Overton County Farm Bureau. Showing bunt Mullins, can't get it down. And 3 able to throw behind the runner, but Hedrick able to get back in time, even though that one did miss outside for ball 1. Or I beg your pardon, he did offer at it. So strike 1. Yeah. Mullins will take a second before he steps back in. Good lead for Hedrick over at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of 3. Swinging away that time. It's called strike on the outside corner to Mullins. He's behind 0-2. So Stone Memorial, no district game this week, and that's where kind of get those off weeks this year with the 5-team district. The Bees will have that next week. They'll actually play DeKalb County as this one is hit left side of the infield. Burns eats him up, and everybody's going to be safe. They're going to go with the E6, and now runners on first and second for Chris Worsing. Second error to the ball game for the Wildcats defense. Andrew Hedrick to second. Dawson Mullins to first. Hard hit ball, but right at Corbin Burns at short, just could not handle it. And here comes Chris Worsing. He reached on our fielder's choice his first time and came around to score the only run of the game so far for the Bees. Westmoreland trying to work around a little bit of trouble here with the runners on first and second. Check swing, dips low, ball 1. Mention all the games the Bees have this week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Obviously the one tomorrow at Livingston, and then nothing next week except for the one at DeKalb County. Now a non-district game, but a possible future region opponents. Worsing, left side of the infield, picked up at short. Step on second, throw to first, not in time again. So able to move the runner over to third is Worsing, but the Wildcats are able to retire one of them on the base paths. And now it's runners on the corners with 1 out for Carson Shoup. So Andrew Hedrick over at third base now 90 feet away, and now Threet's job gets a little bit bigger with a runner at third base, and Westmoreland, who likes to go to that off-speed pitch a little bit and go down in the dirt at times as well. Carson Shoup will step in. Well, the season has been solid, able to drive in quite a few runs. He's up to 10 runs driven in so far this season. That's second on the team behind Chris Worsing. Big swing and a miss there. That is a foul ball. And the immediate signal there from the home plate umpire as Threet was ready to go with the throw as well. Worsing at first, Hedrick at third, and 1 out here in the inning in the bottom of 3. Bees already 1 run across in Baxter. Westmoreland out of the stretch delivers home. The off speed hit left side of the infield. Burns eats him up a little bit. He's just going to go to first with this throw and able to get the out there, but it does score the run. So Chris Worsing able to get into second quickly enough, and Burns just eats him up just enough, so he goes over to first with it, and it does score the run. So it ends up just being the fielder's choice to get Carson Shoup over at first. Chris Worsing up to second, and scoring is Andrew Hedrick. So the Bees lead 2-0. So 2 gone now, and Chris Worsing is at second base. At the plate now, Braden Wolke, who drove in. Chris Worsing with 2 outs back in the first. Swings at the first pitch he sees and swings right over the top of it for strike one. Worsing will take his lead as Westmoreland works out of the stretch on the mound. Wolke has had the hot bat at the plate. Swings at that one. He's behind 0-2. And the RBI double back in the first to drive home the first run of the game. Bees get another one here in the third with Hedrick scoring. And the 0-2. Misses outside. They're going to throw behind Worsing at second. Goes all the way to center field, and Worsing is going to take third base. Just not the throw you needed for the Wildcats with 2 outs and an 0-2 count. Worsing was going to be back safely anyways, too. So Worsing able to move all the way to third base now on the throw that got to center field as Threet threw it a little bit offline. And Wolke's got a 1-2 count on him at the plate. Westmoreland delivers. It's upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at third base for the Bees. Already 1 run across here at the bottom of 3. They lead 2-0. Westmoreland now working out of the windup with a runner on third base. Into his motion and coming home. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Ethan Westmoreland on the mound for the Wildcats, but not before one more run comes across for the Bees. They lead 2-0 through 3 in Baxter. You're watching high school baseball presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
2-0 lead now for the Upperman Bees as they're back out in the field in the top of 4 in this 7-3A battle against the Livingston Academy Wildcats, who sit at 9-1 overall in the season and 2-0 in district play. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Wildcats here in the inning. Drew Goolsby, Ethan Westmoreland, and Brody Threet against Jackson Green on the mound, who allowed a lead-off hit to Corbin Burns and has retired every single batter since. 9 batters retired in a row. Since that point, he's got 6 strikeouts to his name as well. He has been solid as Goolsby popped out to Worsing at second base his first time, and this one sent up and out of play for strike 1. Wildcats have been fairly aggressive early on in some of these counts as well. Goolsby swing at the first pitch there. Here's the 0-1 on the way. That one's going to drop low for ball 1. Goolsby back in, Green ready to go. And the 1-1 on the way. There's a called strike in the outside corner. That's what Jackson Green can do. He can pick out spots around the zone, and for the most part, he's able to execute with the fastball and able to mix in the breaking ball. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball swung on left side. Hedrick charges on. Throw to first is in time, and it's the first out of the inning. Andrew Hedrick, the sophomore at the hot corner, has been great. He makes another good play there. And 1 gone. Ethan Westmoreland will step 2. Westmoreland back in there. He was the first of the 6 strikeouts for Green on the mound. And he gets a strike across there to it. The 0-1 on the way from Green. That one drops a little bit low, needs to count up at 1 apiece. Comes the 1-1. Swung on, out towards right. Wilkie trying to find it in the sky. He's got it, and that's out number 2. Another quick couple of outs here in the inning for Jackson Green by way of ground out and fly out this time. As the catcher Brody Threet will now come to the plate for the Wildcats. You already seen him gun down a runner in Ryland Case a couple of innings ago to end the second. He struck out his first time up. He'll come back to the plate here with an 0-1 to his name. Green asking for the signs again from Den Huddleston behind the plate. He's got it in the first pitch in to Threet. Is a grounder right side. Worsing charges on, picks it clean, flip to first, and another quick inning for Jackson Green as the Bees are back to the plate in the bottom of 4. 3 up, 3 down for Green for the 3rd straight inning. You're watching high school baseball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Bees lead 2-0, and they're back to the plate in the bottom of 4, 5, 6, and 7. Due up for them, Denton Huddleston, Sawyer Brown, and Jackson Green here in this bottom of the 4th. A run across in the first, one more in the 3rd, and we're kind of just doing it by small ball. Andrew Hedrick found his way aboard with a single, a bloop single out to center field in the 3rd inning. A couple of fielder's choice later, and he was around to score another run for the Bees. It was the same thing in the 1st. Dawson Mullins found his way aboard with a single, or I beg your pardon, Chris Worsing found his way aboard with a fielder's choice. He was brought home on the RBI double by Braden Wilkie. It was the only 2 runs of the game so far. Jackson Green on the other side has been good. He gave up a leadoff hit to Corbin Burns and has retired every single batter since through 4 innings of action. Coming to the plate now is Den Huddleston. He singled his first time up, and then the Bees were thrown out at home as Braden Wilkie tried to score from second in the process to end the inning in the 1st. That breaking ball will miss outside. 1-0 here to Huddleston at the plate. The 1-0 from Westmoreland, right back up the middle. Hit hard by Huddleston. Diving attempt by Burns. Cannot get there. And Denton Huddleston has his second single of the ball game. This time it opens it up in the 4th. So a nice job by Huddleston. Another hard hit ball. That one right back up the middle. And Sawyer Brown, who struck out his first time up on a full count, will come to the plate. Jackson West on the run for the Bees. He runs for Huddleston as a courtesy runner over at first base. I'll get that changed with home plate umpire before he's ready to go. And Brown will step back in. For Brown with the strikeout in that first inning, it was his first strikeout in the last 3 games. And mentioned those 3 games, he's been swinging it really well. Some big-time hits over these last 3. That one gets away from Threet for a moment. A late break by West. Pretty good throw, but West is in there safely at second base. And now a runner in scoring position for Sawyer Brown. Did miss outside for ball 1. The Bees have been able to make Westmoreland work a little bit on the mound today. Lead by West. Nobody holds him on. Breaking ball in there. Misses inside. And it's 2-0 here. To Brown at the plate. Brown, another one of those freshmen. 4 in the starting 9, or 5 in the starting 9, I should say, including the DH and Brown. That one gets away from Threet all the way to the backstop, bounces right back to him, and up to third base in the process is West. Brown hadn't had to move the bat yet. He's had 3-0. So Brown will step in here with a 3-0 count. And a runner on third base for the Bees, who already lead it 2-0 in the bottom of 4. Infield comes in, Burns backs up at the last moment, and that one misses. Ooh, a late call strike on the top part of the zone, and it's 3-1. Sawyer Brown, he was ready to go down to first. He thought he drew the walk. He'll step back in here, still ahead in the count at 3-1. Nobody out here in the bottom of 4, and a runner on third for the Bees. Westmoreland working out of the windup, trying to work his way back into it. Delivers home the 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and the count runs full, 3-2. It's kind of like what he did last time against Brown. Got behind, able to work his way back, work a full count, and get a strikeout. See what he can do here this second time around. Brown will ask for time and be granted. Now steps back in. The payoff. Swung on and missed. A big strikeout for Westmoreland yet again against Sawyer Brown. And his third strikeout of the ball game so far. It's a Livingston Regional Hospital strikeout for Ethan Westmoreland. First out of the inning here in the 4th as Jackson Green will now step to the plate. 0 for 1 with a ground out so far. He's got a runner on third base as the Bees try to scrape another across here in the 4th. Here's Westmoreland's delivery, and it's a called strike on the outside corner. A good spot for it. Wildcat faithful trying to hype up the team in the field, and Westmoreland on the mound as Green takes his time before he steps back in. Westmoreland readies and delivers the 0-1. Swung on, left side of the infield. Burns eats him up a little bit, but able to gather, and a quick throw to first, and he didn't need to hurry it that much. Gets away from the first baseman. Green rounds first, looks at second, and he'll be in there safely. It scores the run, and Green makes his way to second base. E3 or E6? Okay, so it's going to be another E6 in the field for the Wildcats. Does score the run. Jackson West scores, so able to get that home. And then Green able to advance up to second base in the process. So a 3-0 lead now for the Bees here in Baxter. And will be a pinch hitter coming on here for Braden Green as Colton Cook will get an AB. All right, sorry, I beg your pardon, yeah. Colton Cook comes on to run. Rylan Case is at the plate. He came on to run for Braden Green whenever Green reached last. That one's across for strike one. I'm glad the press box boys are back to help us out over here as well. This one, Case swings on right side of the infield. Nobody's covering first. Case turns on the Jets. Westmoreland, did he beat him? He did. Westmoreland able to get off the mound just quick enough to beat the speedy Case over at first and able to get the second out of the inning. Case able to move the runner over to third, and Colton Cook, though. And so another runner 90 feet away, this time for Andrew Hedrick. So 2 gone now in the inning, all ready to run across again for the Bees in the bottom of 4. And Westmoreland will go back out of the windup now with a runner on third base in the form of Colton Cook. First pitch into Hedrick, misses downstairs, and it's 1-0. Hedrick 1 for 1 so far. He singled back in the third, came around to score the second run of the game for the Bees. The 1-0 on the way. Right side. In between first and second, over to it, and stepping on the bag easily is Ben Threet. That'll be the final out of the inning, but the Bees get another across. They lead 3-0 here in this district matchup through 4. It's presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do. The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team represents a dedicated group of individuals possessing a wealth of expertise in land and farm sales. They possess a range of resources at their disposal, all aimed at showcasing the innate qualities of each property. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Bees get another across on one hit, one error, and one man left aboard. They lead 3-0 here in the top of 5. We scoot along here in Baxter. Jackson Green on the mound has been tremendous. He gave up a leadoff hit to Corbin Burns and has retired every single batter since that point. 12 in a row since that point, and he leads it off with a strike here to Sawyer McBride. 5, 6, and 7 due up. Sawyer McBride, Ben Threet, and Elijah Taylor here in the inning. Those three went 3 up, 3 down, all by way of strikeout back in the second. Green's 0-1 pitch, swung on. Not going to be a strikeout here, but it's flown out towards center field. Mathis went back, now comes in, and another awkward take to get to it, but he's got another put out in center field for the first out of the inning. So the first out here in the 5th. And stepping to the plate for the second time will be Ben Threet, 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. Green's first pitch into him. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Michael Lindsay, the Goose, is out covering baseball tonight. Word is that he'll be here in Baxter at some point. He was at Smith County first, covering their game. We'll get that score update on the SK Creation scoreboard here in a moment. That one bounces off of Mullins, gets over to it, throw to first, not going to be in time as Threet is able to make his way down. And that'll be an E6, first error of the ball game for the Bees defensively. The first base runner since Corbin Burns in the top of the first. So Green had retired 13 in a row before that error in the field, and Elijah Taylor will come to the plate now with 1 gone and a runner on first. He struck out looking his first time up. Take a check at that SK Creation scoreboard. Mentioned White County was leading Cumberland County early on 2-0. Smith County had an early lead in their district matchup as well. They lead York Institute 12-2. As this one from Green, bunt was shown. It is a strike as it goes over the head of Taylor, but he never pulled the bat back, and it's 0-1. 12-2, and that game over now as that one was in the 5th. So the Smith County Owls able to take down York 12-2. Clay County has a 1-0 lead on Clark Range early on. This one obviously 3-0. White County leads Cumberland County 4-1 as this one is swung on and fouled back, and it's 0-2 now on Elijah Taylor. A game between White County and Cumberland County in the top of 3 with the Jets at the plate. They trail 4-1. That's the first district game of the season for White County on the SK Creations scoreboard. So runner on first here with 1 gone and an 0-2 count to Taylor at the plate. Green out of the stretch, delivers home. Misses outside, check behind the runner. Just a little cursory check. And it's 1-2. Taylor will step back in with a 1-2 count on him and 1 away. There's the pitch from Green. Called strike 3. Another strikeout for Jackson Green, his 7th of the day, and there's 2 gone here in the 5th. Another backwards K for Green as Nathan Raines will step to the plate. He flew out to center his first time, 0 for 1 so far today, and a runner on first with 2 gone. Here in the top of 5 for the Wildcats. Just 1 hit on the game so far. Haven't had too many base runners, just 2. And there's a swing and a miss. Corbin Burns, the leadoff man, the first batter of the ball game, found his way aboard. He was stranded at first, back in the first. And then Ben Threed, who stands over at first, reached by way of error. Those have been the only two base runners so far. Here's a swing, grounder left side, and that one will be a foul ball, and it's quickly 0-2 here on the left fielder for the Wildcats, and Nathan Raines. Raines back in, Green on the bump, working out of the stretch. With 2 gone and 2 strikes, brings it home. Good block by Huddleston behind the plate, and the count goes to 1-2. Threed over at first, and a 1-2 count to Raines at the plate with 2 gone. Green brings it home. Got him inside, up in the air to right. First baseman Shoop underneath and makes the catch. They strand the runner, and the Bees are coming back to the plate in the bottom of 5 with a 3-0 lead. You're watching high school baseball presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. See it up that time.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer with a huge selection of outdoor power equipment including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Overton County Farm Bureau Insurance is proud to serve our community. Christy Key, Nate Neely, and Corey Nard are your local auto, home, and life insurance experts. Whatever your insurance need, they will work to find you the best solution. Visit them at 7486 Bradford Hicks Drive in Livingston or call them at 931-823-1322. Overton County Farm Bureau Insurance has been proud to present Livingston Academy Athletics all year long on UCR for over 5 years.
Check the SK Creation scoreboard. The Cincinnati Reds have taken a 1-0 lead on the Pittsburgh Pirates on a sac fly. Sal Stewart, the early front runner for NL MVP this season, able to score the first run of the game for the Reds in the bottom of the 4th there with 2 outs. The Bees have a 3-0 lead here in Baxter in the bottom of 5, and they've got the top of the lineup due up. 1, 2, and 3. Dawson Mullins, Chris Worsing, and Carson Shoop. On the mound is still Ethan Westmoreland. He's had great numbers to start the season, but allowed 3 runs today on 5 hits. And been quite a few errors in the field for the Wildcats today as well, as that first pitch is in there for a called strike to Mullins. Here's the 0-1 on the way. 0-1 misses low and inside to Mullins. Mullins been aboard a couple of times, singled into first, and then he was thrown out at second base on a ground ball by Chris Worsing. He reached on an error back in the 3rd. 1-1 on the way from Westmoreland. Swung on, fouled off, and it's 1-2. More baseball coming up tomorrow in Livingston. Between these two sides, a 7 AAA battle. Bees would love to get a win today and maybe one tomorrow and take 2 from the current first place team in the district at 2-0 on the Wildcats. That one misses upstairs, and they're going to check to first. He did not go. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Dawson Mullins, the freshman shortstop. Swung on, flared out towards right, giving chases the right fielder, and the catch is made out in right field by Elijah Taylor. So Mullins is retired on the fly ball to right. And here comes Chris Worsing now with nobody on and 1 away. Worsing been aboard a couple of times, both of them by fielder's choice. Scored back in the 1st. And that first one in there is a really good breaking ball. Drops in for strike 1. Worsing back in now with an 0-1 count. Westmoreland out of the windup. Delivers home. A little bit late and sends it up and out of play. It's 0-2. One gone after the fly out by Mullins. Worsing with nobody on steps in with an 0-2 count. Westmoreland would love to work a quick inning here in the 5th. Try to get those bats going for the Wildcats a little bit. Going to be tough. That's a check swing. They're going to say he went. Worsing will run down to first, and it's going to be another Livingston Regional Hospital strikeout for Ethan Westmoreland on the mound, his fourth of the day. And there's two gone here in this bottom of the fifth for the Wildcats. Brings it to Carson Shoup. Shoup so far 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. He would love to change that trend with 2 away. These have not gone down in order yet today. This one hit hard by Shoup out towards center field. Goolsby to his left, able to make the grab, and for the first time tonight, the Bees do go down in order, and now the Wildcats look to get the bats going in the sixth as they have 6 outs remaining. You're watching high school baseball presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine Team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
It's a 3-0 lead for the Upperman Bees. It's the top of 6 as the Livingston Academy Wildcats are back to the plate. 9-1-2 due up for them. They're down to their final 6 outs against Jackson Green on the mound, who has only allowed 2 base runners today. 1 hit and 1 error in the field by the Bees. First pitch into Walker is a swing and a miss. There's been a lot of those today. Walker was a strikeout victim, one of the 7 so far against Jackson Green. Here is the 0-1 from Green. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. I mean, Jackson Green has just been mowing through batters here in his second district outing of the year. He got a shutout in his first against the Jets last week in Baxter. That one going to miss just outside. He hit his spot, but it's 1-2. Sun trying to peek back out as it sets off to our left. 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. It's another K for Jackson Green in the first out of the inning. Here in the top of 6. 8 now on the day for Green. Up to 44 on the season for Jackson Green so far. Came into this game having thrown 24 innings through 5 1/3 so far. Pretty good numbers for the freshman on the mound. 1 gone, it's back to the top. Corbin Burns, 1 for 2. Single and a soft line out to short at Mullins. That first pitch misses outside. Was a really good frame by Huddleston, but it does miss for ball 1. Green's 1-0 pitch to Burns. Good breaking ball. That one catches a piece, and it's 1-1. The Reds have struck for another. They lead 2-0 against the Pittsburgh Pirates on the SK Creations scoreboard. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Where'd that one miss? 2-1. Burns ahead in the count here with 1 gone and nobody on for the Wildcats. 2-1 pitch. That one misses upstairs, and Jackson Green gets behind at 3-1. Burns trying to become a base runner for the Wildcats, who trail 3-0. The 3-1 pitch popped up, and that one's going to drift out of play here into the stands. And that'll be a foul ball, and the count runs full at 3-2 now. Burns the only hit of the game so far for the Wildcats on the first AB of the game. Steps in here with a full count and 1 away in the top of 6. Green, the payoff. Bounces down low. It's ball 4, and a base runner aboard for the Wildcats in the 6th. It's the first walk of the game issued by Jackson Green. So a runner on first now for Drew Goolsby, who was popped out and grounded out. 0 for 2. Coach Loftus going to have a chat, looks like, with Goolsby before he steps back out. Runner on first is Burns. Green now will work out of the stretch with one away as the Wildcats try to turn this into an opportunity, trailing 3-0. That one misses outside. Huddleston, a nice grab to keep it with him. It's 1-0 here. The Wildcats 2-0 in district play so far. They beat Snow Memorial a couple of times last week, 4-0 at home and then 6-5 on the road. Beat Clark Range on Thursday, 16-2. Here's the 1-0. Swung on high in the air, but that one's going to drift foul and be strike one. Goolsby steps back in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the inning, and a runner at first base in the form of Corbin Burns, the shortstop for the Wildcats. Green comes set. And time is granted to Goolsby as he'll step out and take a beat. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 here on Goolsby. Check of the SK Creation scoreboard. White County leading Cumberland County in the bottom of 3, 4-2. They've got bases loaded and 1 out. Schaefer-Sin still on the mound in that one in the bottom of 3 as the Warriors look for their first district win of the season, their first district game of the season in 7 AAA. Mentioned Smith County, they beat York Institute a little bit earlier, 12-2. This one is ripped down the line, and that is a fair ball. It's going to get all the way into the corner, tracked down in left, and tossed in quickly. And they're going to apply the tag at third, but back in safely is Burns, who got a little bit off the bag. And so a double for Drew Goolsby, and it's runners on second and third for the Wildcats here in the top of 6. So back-to-back base runners here in the 6th with 1 gone, and here comes Ethan Westmoreland. Who's out there in left? Rylan Case came in for Brain Green, that's right. So Rylan Case was able to get to it quickly enough out in left to save the run and almost get the out at third as Burns got a little bit off the bag. He dove back in safely. Goolsby now stands at second, Burns at third, and now runners on second and third will prompt the visit to the mound from assistant coach Farley. And have a chat with his infield, and a big opportunity here now for the Wildcats, who trail 3-0, but their best chance of the day. Jackson Green had been so solid here into the 6th, had the 1 out as well. It only allowed a couple of base runners with 1 hit and 1 error, and now a walk and a double in the inning for the Wildcats. And the 3-hole hitter and Ethan Westmoreland to the plate, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to right. Comes to the plate with a big opportunity and 1 gone. First pitch from Green, and a foul ball almost rips off his first base coach's head. We'll step back in now with runners at second and third. Pitch number 70 on the way from Jackson Green is an off speed, and he had him way out in front, 0-2. So Green ahead 0-2 with 1 away and runners on second and third in the top of 6. Green's delivery. Elevated fastball, able to foul it off as Westmoreland stay alive. And the on-deck circle to catcher Brody 3, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out so far. Green ready and delivers. And another foul ball. We'll do it again. Good battle here by Westmoreland. Green will get back on the mounds. Looks to the side of Huddleston behind the plate. And Brody Threet has 3 baseballs around him. He's been tracking down all these foul balls. He's finally able to get them to the home plate umpire. And so now the home plate ump has enough baseballs. Threet was trying to get his shin guards off in the process as well with 1 out and runners on second and third. Feeling like he's going to have an opportunity to bat here in the inning. It's an 0-2 count here to Westmoreland. Green out of the windup, delivers home. And another foul ball. 3 straight for Westmoreland now at the plate. Just trying to time up Green and square something up. And give the Wildcats some momentum. Green ready. As he gets the sign from Huddleston. Time asked for by Westmoreland. Burns over at third. Goolsby stands on second base. Goolsby had the double to get both Burns and Goolsby into scoring position. Green peers in for the sign. He's ready to go. The 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball, left side of the infield. That ball is through. It'll score 1. Quickly to it is Case. He gets the throw in quickly. It would have cut down the run, but taking second base in the process will be Westmoreland. So it's runners on second and third again, and 1 run across for the Wildcats. It's 3-1. Westmoreland able to get the job done with the RBI single and then advancing to second. And Goolsby up to third base as well. He had to pause for a second, which kind of held him up as he wanted to see the ball get through first. So 3 straight have reached base, and Brody Threet now comes to the plate. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Still a 3-1 lead here for the Bees in the top of 6. Green working out of the windup. Breaking ball, dips outside. It's 1-0 here to Threet. Some big-time pitches here for the freshman on the mound who was so solid through the first 5 1/3. There's the 1-0. That's a called strike, and it's 1-1. Just pops out of the glove of Huddleston. Threet trying to become another base runner. 3 in a row have reached. Burns a walk, Goolsby a hit, Westmoreland a hit. And 1-1 count here to Threet at the plate with 2 runners on and 1 away. Green will step off. Livingston bench making some noise. And the 1-1 delivery. Right side of the infield. Warsing is there, looks at home, goes to first, gets the out there. There's 2 gone, and another run across for Livingston Academy. So Threet gets his job done. As back-to-back runs have been brought home. And there's another runner at third base now for the Wildcats with 2 away as Sawyer McBride will step to the plate. The Bees now clinging to a 3-2 advantage here in the top of 6. McBride 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. First pitch to him is a called strike on the outside corner. That was a good get-ahead pitch there for Green. He's been able to get ahead in most of these batters. A 1-2 count on Goolsby, was able to rip the double. An 0-2 count on Westmoreland, who fouled off a lot of pitches before ripping the single. Green peeks over to third, and now asking for time at the plate is McBride. He'll step out. The 0-1 on the way from Green. Just a little bit further outside that time, and it's 1-1. Over at third is Westmoreland as he takes his lead just into foul territory. The 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss on the top part of the zone. And it's 1-2 to Sawyer McBride as Green tries to get out of the inning and retain the lead for the Bees. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. McBride able to send it over the first base dugout and stay alive in the AB. Well, big inning here for the Wildcats, who just couldn't get anything going at the plate. Been able to find some rhythm here and have gotten 2 runs across. Green ready in the 1-2. Another foul ball right off of the light pole. It bounces back into the field of play. Carson Troop will pick it up and toss it over to Green on the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with a runner at third base for the Wildcats. 2 runs have scored, and Burns and Goolsby walked and doubled after Brody Walker struck out to start the inning. The 1-2 pitch misses upstairs. 2-2. Wildcats have won 8 games in a row, set at 9-1 on the season. Here's the 2-2. Upstairs again. The count is run full on McBride. Ben Threet stands in the on-deck circle. The payoff. Right side and through. We are tied. Sawyer McBride wins the battle. And it's all knotted up at 3 apiece. So Westmoreland scores on the McBride single to right. And we've got a brand new ball game in Baxter. Wildcats still at the plate as well as Ben Threed will step 2. Reached his last time on an error. He struck out back in the second. And it looks like they're going to get a runner on here for Sawyer McBride, it appears. So a runner on here for the Wildcats. As Ben Threet will step to the plate. Two gone in the inning. Green delivers home the first pitch to Threet. That misses outside for ball 1. Four base runners have reached here in the 6th. Only 2 had reached all game long through the first 5 for the Wildcats. That one right down Broadway for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner on first for the Wildcats, who have 3 runs across to tie it up here in the top of 6. They've answered the bell. The 1-1 delivery. Misses outside low, throw behind the runner. Able to get back in safely, and it's 2-1 to Ben Threet at the plate. The pitch count now leaking up there a little bit for Green, now up to 88. Obviously still well away from the max. This one back up the middle, a little sawed off. Mullins able to get to it. The throw to first. Did Shoup pick it? He did. Says the field umpire, and that'll be the final out of the inning. But the Wildcats able to get 3 across, and we are all knotted up as we head to the bottom of 6. The Bees coming to the plate 3-3. You're watching high school baseball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care right where life happens.
It's a brand new ball game now in the bottom of 6 with the Bees coming to the plate. We are all knotted up at 3 apiece. Bees seemed like they had control of the game. Jackson Green had been so solid on the mound. And it is anybody's game to win now. As Bees come to the plate, 4, 5, and 6 due up. Braden Wolke, Denton Huddleston, and Sawyer Brown due up here in the 6th in a 3-3 tie. Wildcats couldn't get anything going offensively through the first 5 innings. Only had a couple of base runners, and then they were able to strike for 3 base hits and 3 runs and left the runner stranded there in the top of 6. Ethan Westmoreland now, a little bit of life as he pumps that one in there for ball one to Braden Wolke. Wolke 1 for 2, doubled in the first, drove in Chris Worsing for the first run of the game for the Bees. He struck out his second time up. That breaking ball catches the inside corner, 1-1. Wolke trying to become a base runner to lead it off here in the bottom of 6. He swings and misses at that one, and it's 1-2. Westmoreland's gotten up to 84 on the gun so far tonight. That one going to be behind the head, and it goes to 2-2. Westmoreland, the lanky right-hander on the mound already. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. And now the Bees trying to do what the Wildcats did there in that last inning. Work some deep ABs here. Foul off some. Make the pitcher work a little bit on the mound. Westmoreland pitch count not too bad either. 74 right now in the bottom of 6. Swing and a miss. Another Livingston Regional Hospital strikeout for Ethan Westmoreland. 5 on the day for him, and it's the first down here in the bottom of 6. So Den Huddleston will step to the plate. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and a run scored today. Trying to become another base runner for the Bees. Westmoreland been able to work around some trouble. There's been 4 errors in the field by Livingston Academy today. He's only allowed 5 hits in the 3 runs. He's been fairly solid for the most part. Now the 5 strikeouts as well as he faces Huddleston for the 3rd time. Westmoreland's first pitch to Huddleston, right back to us. It's strike 1. Huddleston in the box, Westmoreland on the mound. And into his motion. Brings home the 0-1. Back to us again. 0-2. I think that one actually would have come in the window if the net wasn't there. No balls, 2 strikes here to Huddleston. Westmoreland delivers, and the off-speed will miss outside. The count now 1-2 on the freshman catcher for the Bees at the plate with 1 away here in the bottom of 6. Bees led 3-0. Starting the top of 6, Wildcats brought 3 across. There's the 1-2 pitch. Right side of the infield. Picked up at second. Throw to first is in time. And a nice play for Brody Walker at second base. 2 up, 2 down. And now Ethan Westmoreland going back to the 4th inning has retired 7 in a row. It's down to Sawyer Brown with 2 outs here in the bottom of 6. He's over 2 so far with a couple of Ks, both of them on full counts. He got in ahead in both counts. Westmoreland was able to work his way back. Step in for the 3rd time today. First pitch from Westmoreland catches the inside corner for strike 1. Once again, the Wildcats 2-0 in district play have worked their way back into it after trailing 3-0. That one, the outside corner, it's 0-2. Couple of wins last week against Stowe Memorial. White County was on top of Cumberland County earlier. Cumberland County at 1-1, the Bees at 1-1. This one swung on down the line and a fair ball for Sawyer Brown as he rips it down the line. Takes a turn at first. He's looking for 2 as he turns on the Jets. He will slide in safely for the 2-out double for the freshman Sawyer Brown. Able to get just enough of it down the line. Getting over to it quickly out in left was Nathan Raines. A pretty good throw in, but Brown able to dive in safely as Don Mathis will come on to run for him. So now Jackson Green will step to the plate with 2 away and a runner in scoring position for the Bees. And how big of an opportunity here for the freshman. Felt like he didn't have his best stuff there in the top of 6. He can forget all about that here with 1 swing of the bat. So Dalton Mathis, another freshman, is over now at second base to run for Sawyer Brown, who's able to rip that down the line and continue his hot hitting streak. And another freshman at the plate in the form of Jackson Green. Reached on an error back in the fourth. Grounded out to the left side of the infield in the second. 2 away here in the bottom of 6 and a runner on second for the Bees in a tie game at 3. Westmoreland out of the stretch. And that one going to be a foul ball right past Coach Painter at first base. Burns kind of holding on now, back into his shortstop spots. Pitch to Green is in there for a called strike. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second for the Bees. Westmoreland comes set in the stretch and delivers. Outside, good. Blocked by 3 as it bounces out in front of the plate. And the count goes to 1-2 on Jackson Green. Threet behind the plate, able to do a good enough job as it caroms off of him in front of the plate. Keeps everything in front with Mathis on second base. The 1-2 hit hard right side and through. Jackson Green gets the job done. Coming home to score will be Mathis, and the Bees back on top 4-3. The RBI single by the freshman puts the Bees back on top by 1. Back-to-back hits by the Bees, a double and a single. As Colton Cook will come on to run again. He comes on to run for Green. And now Green will have a chance on the mound to close this one out in the top of 7. But the Bees, they're not done yet. They're looking for more as Ryland Case is to the plate again. Coach Shanks will ask for time and have a chat with Case, who grounded out to the right side of the infield his first time up. How about the response there for Jackson Green? Able to get out of the inning after giving up the 3 runs in the top of 6 and have an opportunity at the plate with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Drives him home to retake the lead in the bottom of 6. Still 2 away in the inning. Now a runner at first in the form of Colton Cook. And Ryland Case is at the plate. Bunt shown, gets away from 3 and all the way to the backstop. For some reason, 3 not running after it, finally gets over to it as Cook able to advance easily to second base. Almost like he's trying to bait him into trying to take third. But it's a 1-0 count here to Case. And now another runner in scoring position for the Bees in the bottom of 6 with 2 outs. So the Wildcats got 3 across, tied up at 3. Bees get 1 more here in the 6th. To take the lead, a bunt, push to the right side, it's a foul ball. 1-1 count here to Case. Two outs in the inning for the Bees. Ryland Case and a 1-1 count and a runner on second base. Westmoreland looks back to second. Bouncing around at second is Cook. And that one's in there for a called strike. It's 1-2 to Case at the plate. Westmoreland trying to just allow the 1 run so far here in the inning. The 1-2 delivery misses just outside, and the count runs even at 2-2. Runner on second for the Bees is Colton Cook. Ryland Case at the plate with Ethan Westmoreland on the mound. A 2-ball, 2-strike count and 2 outs in the inning. Westmoreland looks back and comes home. Swung on, down in the dirt, and it's a foul ball, says home plate umpire. And Case will have it again. Case will step back in, trying to find his rhythm at the plate here. Early on in the season for him after joining after basketball. The 2-2 Sawed off right side. Going to be a tough play. Taylor charging onto it. Flips to first, a quick one, and is able to get the speedy case in time. But the Bees get one run across. They lead 4-3. And a chance for Jackson Green to close it out in the top of 7. You're watching high school baseball presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookeville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Back here in Baxter, it's a one-run game. The Bees lead 4-3, and it's the last chance for the Livingston Academy Wildcats. 7, 8, and 9 due up. Elijah Taylor, Nathan Raines, and Brody Walker. And on the mound is Chris Orsing, the junior this season. 4.42 ERA, an 0-3 record. He's got 4 appearances. All 4 of them have been starts. It's his first relief appearance of the year. 19 innings. He's allowed 20 hits, 12 earned runs, 6 walks to 32 strikeouts, and a .286 batting average against. A save opportunity here for Worsing. He gets a ground ball to start it off. Jackson Green gloves. Throw to first a little bit high. Shoop cannot get the tag applied. And reaching base safely is Elijah Taylor. So an error to start it off in the inning here in the 7th. And Nathan Raines will come to the plate with a runner on first. So defensive alignment for the Bees. Jackson Green over at third. Mullen still at short. At second base is Andrew Hedrick, and Carson Shoop over at first. Outfield remains the same. Raines at the plate 0-for-2 with a fly out and a pop out. Now taking on Chris Worsing on the mound. His second batter that he's faced here in the 7th. Showing bunts, pops it back. It's a foul ball and strike 1. So he got the ground ball to start it off, but a high throw from Green over there. As the Bees try to close the win out here in Baxter before taking on the Wildcats for Game 2 tomorrow, where you'll see Chris Worsing as long as he stays under the allotted pitches. 1. Called strike in the outside corner, 1-1. 87 on the gun from Chris Worsing. Of course, we've seen him touch 90. He was a little bit mad when he did that. He kind of lives in the upper 80s, mid-80s when he's able to pinpoint the accuracy. This one up the middle. It bounces off of Mullins, and it is going to be another error by the Bees infield. Back-to-back errors, and first 2 base runners have reached. So runners on first and second now for the Wildcats, and here comes Brody Walker. And as Noah likes to say, that one looked tailor-made. But Mullins could not get it as it bounces off of his chest. Caroms off to his left. Worsing has made the pitches. The defense has let him down so far here in the top of 7. So now runners on first and second for Walker, who has struck out twice. He shows bunt. It bounces high in the air. Huddleston gloves in foul territory. And that's good. He probably was going to have to go to first with it. It'll just be strike 1. Coach Loftus will give the signs as the infield will come in. Green in on the corner. Shoop up on the grass with a runner over at first. Walker with an 0-1 count as Worsing comes set in the stretch and delivers. A pitch out. They'll throw down to second. Nobody's there. It goes all the way to center field, and it gets past the center fielder in Mathis. Run will come home to score. Will they send the second runner as well as Mathis gets it up to third? Fortunately, it's backed up over at third base, and we are tied in the 7th. Huddleston throwing through to second. Nobody covering the bag. Scores the run for the Wildcats, and it's a runner at third base now. So already 2 errors for the Taylor and Raines reaching base. And now a couple of errors in the field has scored the run to tie it up at 4. And Chris Worsing is on the mound still. Has not recorded an out, but again is making the pitches to do so. And it's still Brody Walker at the plate. Here's the pitch from Worsing. Upstairs. Petey, what count you got? He's got 1 strike on him. Is it 2-1? 2-1 here to Walker at the plate. Shows bunt again. He pops it up. That one right back to us. Uh-oh. Bounces right in front of the press box. Thought we were about to lose a window. 2-2 here to Walker. Still nobody out here in the top of 7. So the Bees going to have a chance in the bottom of 7, but so many errors here in the 7th already for the Bees in the field. It's been an error fest between these two sides. 2-2. That caught him. He hit him. First 3 base runners have reached for the Wildcats here in the 7th. And the thing is, you got to make a change at some point because you need Chris Worsing for tomorrow. He's up to 10 pitches already. Got to stay under 20, right? 25? So Coach Farley will make his way out to the mound with the runners now on the corners and still nobody out here in the top of 7 and already 1 run across. Well, that's the thing for the Bees. Give up the 1 in a tie game. You really don't want to let them take the lead and have your backs against the wall. All knotted up at 4 as it's a visit to the mound for Coach Farley in the infield. And at the plate now is the top of the lineup for the Wildcats and Corbin Burns. He walked his last time, came around to score the first run of the game for Livingston Academy, who could not get any offense going in the first 5 innings. In the 6th and the 7th, though, they've now got 7 base runners and 4 runs across. The Bees now up to 5 errors in the ball game. Livingston Academy at 4. It has not been a defensive display from either side. So runners at the corners for Livingston Academy. Raines at third, Walker at first, and here comes Burns to the plate for his 4th plate appearance. And Chris Worsing trying to find his stride on the mound in his first relief appearance of the season. Was a save opportunity. Obviously, that is out the door. Brings home the first pitch to Burns. Big swing and a miss. It's a foul ball, and it's 0-1. He was trying to give the Wildcats a lead right there. Worsing looks over to first as he comes set. The 0-1. Upstairs. Credit the Wildcats, able to get back into it a couple of times, even after the Bees were able to take the lead in the top of 7. The 1-1 pitch. That one sawed off, stepping on the bag. Carson Shoop as he makes the catch, and there's 2 gone in the inning. That's a heck of a play from Carson Shoop. And was able to keep it a fair ball in the process, make the catch, and step on the bag all in one motion. And there's 2 gone now with a runner at third base. for the Wildcats. So a big play there by Carson Shoup at first base to double him up. And now Drew Goolsby steps to the plate with a runner on third and 2 gone. Worsing will bring it home. It's a foul ball, and it's strike 1. Goolsby doubled and scored his last time up back in the 6th. Trying to give his Wildcats the lead here in the top of 7. He's got Nathan Raines standing over at third base. Reached on an error and able to advance. Worsing with the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Bees and Wildcats all knotted up at 4 here in a 7-3A battle in Baxter. Chris Worsing on the mound at 15 pitches. The 0-2 pitch. Cold strike 3 on the top part of the zone for Chris Worsing, and it's a chance for the Bees coming up in the bottom of 7 to walk it off. You're watching high school baseball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this brand new construction on the Caney Fork River in Sparta. This home sits on 1.6 acres with 190 feet of river frontage and boasts 2,300 square feet of living space with a spacious 2-car garage. Enjoy the river views from your beautiful expanded covered porch. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
It was an error fest in the top of the 7th for the Bees defensively. 4 errors in the inning, allows 1 run to cross for the Wildcats. We're all knotted up at 4. And if it were for Carson Shoup on a great grab over at first, he steps on the bag and able to get a couple of outs in the process, and then a big strikeout for Chris Worsing. It may be danger time for the Bees, but now they're going to have a chance with 9-1-2 due up here in the bottom of 7 in a game that they have led for the most part. They were able to get the lead back in the bottom of 6 with the RBI single by Jackson Green. Andrew Hedrick, Dawson Mullins, and Chris Worsing due up here in the bottom of 7 against Ethan Westmoreland on the mound, who sits at 92 pitches. 120 is the max here in high school, so he's still well away from that, unless it's a long inning. And if it's a long inning, it might not matter anyways, because it might mean the Bees will bring a run across. That's all the Bees need to win this game, is 1 run. If not, we're going to extras. Bees trying to get another big district win against first place in the district right now in Livingston Academy at 2-0 after a couple of wins against Stone Memorial last week. Bees led this game 3-0, and then 3 runs in the top of 6 for the Wildcats was answered by 1 more in the bottom of 6 for the Bees. 1 more again by the Wildcats in the top of 7, all knotted up at 4 here in the bottom of 7. Andrew Hedrick to the plate. 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. First pitch swinging, pops it up and out of play. It's strike 1. Westmoreland has 5 Livingston Regional Hospital strikeouts to his name so far today. He's had to grind. The 0-1. Hedrick looked like he was going to try to put a bunt down there. One on the way from Westmoreland. That one catches a piece. Good breaking ball that time. And the count goes to 1-2. Hedrick now trying to find his 2-strike approach. Westmoreland, the 1-2. And fouled off. Hedrick stays alive. The goose is loose in Baxter. He was at Smith County first. He's here now. The 1-2 up the middle. Hedrick will start it off with a single. How about the 9 batter in the lineup for the Bees? A couple of singles today, and the leadoff man is aboard for Upperman. So Andrew Hedrick, the sophomore, puts a base runner on for Coach Shanks. And Dawson Mullins will step to the plate, the leadoff man in the lineup. Do you go with a little bit of small ball here? You got Chris Worsing in the on-deck circle. Hasn't had a hit yet today. Couple of fielder's choice and a strikeout so far for Chris. Mullins has a single, reached on an error. He flew out his last time up in the 5th. Check behind the runner and diving back in safely as Hedrick. Count goes to 1-0. So another big swing of the bat by Hedrick. He singled and scored back in the 3rd. He would love to be the game-winning run today for the Bees in the bottom of 7. Mullins steps in with a 1-0 count. Westmoreland peeks over to first. Bunt shown, puts it down. It's a foul ball, and it's 1-1. Got the outside pitch and tried to go that way with it. Just couldn't quite get enough of it and goes foul. So 1 ball, 1 strike count now on the freshman Mullins at the plate. Trying to move Hedrick into scoring position. And now Coach Shanks will have a chat with Mullins. This game has had it all. Bees looked like they were rolling to victory number 2 in district play through the first 5 innings. The Wildcats answered back, and then a plethora of errors in the top of 7 for Upperman as they tried to close the game out. Now they've got a chance to win it here in the bottom of 7. Winning run stands over at first base for the Bees. A 1-1 count here to Mullins at the plate with nobody out. Westmoreland, a long look in, delivers home, and they granted time at the very last second, so the pitch will not count there from Westmoreland. Mullins asked for time late. He was granted it, though, so he'll step back in with a 1-1 count. This will be pitch number 100 for Ethan Westmoreland on the mound. On the way, and outside, ball 2. We'll be back with these two teams tomorrow in Livingston. 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Mullins at the plate. Westmoreland still on the mound for the Wildcats. Hedrick over at first for the Bees. The 2-2 pitch. Misses inside. The count runs full. 3 thought he had it. Wildcat fans thought he had it. But it's a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dawson Mullins. A big one here. The payoff. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Westmoreland on the mound. It's strikeout, Livingston Regional Hospital strikeout number 6 on the day. In the first out of the inning for the Wildcats, and here comes Chris Worsing with a runner on and 1 out in the bottom of 7, looking for his first hit of the day. The California kid stepping to the plate. The speedy Hedrick over at first. First pitch to him, swinging. He popped it up, drifting towards foul territory, and it will get just enough to get out of play as it bounces off the third base dugout. It is strike 1. Chris was trying to end it right there. Bees don't have a home run yet this season. What a way it could come here. Worsing 13 runs driven in on the season, leads the team in almost every single hitting category. 24 hits on the year, but not one yet today. Check to first, and Hedrick is back in safely. 104 pitches for Ethan Westmoreland on the mound. And a 0-1 count here to Worsing. The delivery. Hit hard, left side, and through the 5-6 hole. Chris Worsing has a single. It's bobbled in the outfield. Hedrick trying to get up to third, and he will do it. How about Andrew Hedrick reading it well in the outfield, and the Bees' winning run is 90 feet away. That's a heck of a job by the sophomore as it gets bobbled in left, and Hedrick takes advantage. So Chris Worsing finds his first hit of the day, but Andrew Hedrick, a heads-up base running play. And now a visit to the mound for Coach Loftus with runners on the corners and one out, and Carson Shoup, who is second on the team in runs batted in this season, coming to the plate in the bottom of 7. So Coach Loftus having a chat with his infield and Ethan Westmoreland, as the Bees have set themselves up nicely to try to win this game in the bottom of 7. Will Coach Loftus make a change this late with Westmoreland at 105 pitches? Does he do what Coach Shanks did and go to Drew Goolsby, who was the day 2 starter? He's going to stick with Westmoreland for now after the chat. Coach Loftus having a little longer chat with his infield. So it's runners on the corners. Hedrick at third, Worsing at first, and Shoup at the plate. But right now, it's all down to Carson Shoup and Andrew Hedrick. A ball that gets past 3 behind the plate could mean ball game. Shoup has not reached yet today. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of ground outs and a flyout. What better way to do it here? Westmoreland delivers. Shoup swings into the outfield, and the Bees win it. Carson Shoup ends it on the first pitch that he sees in the bottom of 7. A walk-off winner for the Bees. Andrew Hedrick scores the game-winning run as Carson Shoup finds himself an RBI single, and Upperman wins it. Final score 5-4 in Baxter. What a win for the Bees in 7 as they get the job done today and improve to 2-1 in District 7 3A play. And they tie those Livingston Academy Wildcats at 2-1 atop the district, and will have a chance to take first place coming up tomorrow in Livingston. We welcome you into the post-game show as Upperman gets the job done today. Final score 5-4, and the winner for Carson Shoup on the line drive out to center field, left center field on the first pitch that he saw, scores Andrew Hedrick. And again, how about the heads-up base running play by Hedrick, who looked like he was going to be stopped at second base on the base hit by Chris Worsing to left field. It gets bobbled for just a moment, and Hedrick able to take advantage and get all the way to third base and set up for the opportunity here in the 7th as Carson Shoup gets the job done. There are the final tallies for both sides. The Bees, 5 runs on 10 hits. They had 5 errors in the field. Livingston Academy, 4 runs on 4 hits. They also had 5 errors in the field. At the plate today, Den Huddleston, he goes 2 for 3. Jackson Green, 1 for 3 with a couple of runs driven in. Carson Shoup, 1 for 4 with 2 runs driven in on the day. Andrew Hedrick at the bottom of the lineup, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. On the mound, Jackson Green, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Doesn't get the win. Chris Worsing does, since he was on the mound there in the 7th. He gets the win with 1 inning. He allowed 1 run, no hits. It was not earned, no walks, and 1 strikeout. On the other side, Ethan Westmoreland, the loss today, 6 1/3, 10 hits, 5 runs, 2 of them earned. He did have 6 Livingston Regional Hospital strikeouts and no walks. At the plate, a few hits. Burns had 1, Goolsby 1, Westmoreland 1. He drove in a run as well and scored a run. For the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game, I'm going Andrew Hedrick in this one. 2 for 3 day at the plate. He scores a couple of runs in the heads-up base running play to advance from 2nd to 3rd in the process. Scores on the Carson Shoup game-winning hit as well. The Bees win it today. Final score 5-4 in 7 on a walk-off by Carson Shoup. Andrew Hedrick is your Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. So the Bees now 7-9 on the season and 2-1 in district play. The Wildcats suffer their first loss in 8 games. They fall to 9-2 on the year and 2-1 in district play. They'll meet again tomorrow in Livingston at 5:30. We'll be there for that broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today's broadcast has been presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and the Overton County Farm Bureau. For Cameron Hughes, I'm Jacob Vinson saying so long for Baxter. The Bees win 5-4.